Hey everybody, this is Ahdoom coming right back at you with another exciting episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon, where we plunge the depths to restore our family's honor, find glittering treasures, and hopefully level everyone up to a level 6, or I should say, one of every class. To aid that, I'm going to look at focusing on getting my first houndmaster up, and we've got a nice dual purpose here. We've got two guys who are carrying a pretty reasonable amount of stress, as well as a de-stress party, on a medium-length champion dungeon, which has a fantastic trinket for houndmasters. I don't have much in the way of very rares for houndmasters, and I'm looking forward to picking up something that's going to increase that bleed skill chance when we need it. And with that all said, let's have a quick look at the trinkets we've dropped in place. Whoopsie! Just remember that I haven't dropped any trinkets in place, so you guys can watch me do that very, very quickly, so you can understand or judge whether or not making the right or the wrong call. We're looking to go into the Warrens, and so having a stun is going to be very, very handy. Let's have a look at what we should be dropping down. First of all, make sure everything is unequipped and then sorted. I quite like dropping the Tome of Holy Healing, but that said, if I have a Junior's Head and I have a de-stressor in the party, I'll just take that along instead. With that said, I also have the choice between a couple of Sun Cloaks and Sun Rings, which I find to be very, very handy in these kinds of dungeons, or I could just max out my healing to something absurd. So 55 plus healing. Let's try that for a change. Let's try that for a change and see how that works. On the Jester, as you can see, we have like nothing that's Jester specific, so all we're going to do is drop in the Sun Ring and Sun Cloak, which are the trinkets of I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this. We can increase our chance to trap the some, but I'm not too focused on that. I'm thinking I'm going to be dropping again just the standard stack of Sun Ring and Sun Cloaks on the Houndmaster. And then finally, on the Hellion, we'll get an increase in accuracy and reduction in stress if high torch, and an increase to her hit points, because that's always useful. Alternatively, it's only a plus 15 with a negative 10 stun. You can just drop in a reduction in speed and plus 20% HP. Alternatively, I could look at something like a tough ring or a focus ring, but I think... Oh, bleed resist, disease resist. That's actually going to be relatively handy. Damage versus marked, not that handy. Virtue chance. Yeah, look, let's have a play with the Ancestor's Handkerchief in exchange for the higher damage. Let's give that a go. Haven't actually had a chance to use this before, but in any case, let's provision up and make what's good happen. 2 medicinal herbs, 2 skeleton keys, 2 holy waters, and I'll just do a quick double check of Karamazill's cheat sheet to see if holy waters are actually any good in the Warrens. They give me treasure from Pile of Bones that's worth bringing along. Purge quirk. I'd really want to purge some quirks. And Rack of Blades. We could bring some... We're fine for money, so I'll bring 2 bandages along and 2 shovels, torch and a half, food, and 4. Alright, let's get stuck in and see what the dungeon has in store. While this is loading, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching again. I know my posting schedule has been a little bit spotty over the last couple of days. Had to get a couple of things done, unfortunately, with work-related things, and I haven't been feeling 100% up to snuff as well, with a bit of a flu. So, now that the game is loaded, we'll get in there. Sorry, just wanted to stop apologizing. I'm going to apologize for apologizing, and let's get into the game.
They breed quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Okay, so in terms of routing, we'll probably go up this way and then double back. We should hopefully get a scout to see if there's anything worthwhile in here, and then go the long way around. That seems to make sense for us. These guys have a higher resolve until end of quest. What's... Oh, is that because they're level 6s? I don't know. That's... okay. All good. Gonna skip that stack of books and skip that other stack of books as well, because we just don't need it. And first thing we find is a collector who is surprised, and I have a feeling I'm going to have fun with this chappie. I'm going to have fun with this chappie so very much. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the stun ability locked in, which is regrettable. In fact, I don't have the right abilities here, period, so I'll fix that after this combat. What we'll do, though, is start off by dropping some bleeds on this chappie, because bleeds are an amazing way of killing these guys off. Again, obviously having that reduced bleed resistance would be amazing, so that trinket is going to be really worthwhile. Definitely try and start things off with the stun. Remote chance it's going to take, because it's 95%, but that's fine. We're just playing the game by the numbers, and what I'm going to do to start things off is probably look at a party buff. Again, they stack up to 3 times, which is absolutely wonderful. Wicked Hack drops down, 16 damage, a lovely jubbly, and obviously he's going to be playing out the Collect Call. No problem there. Grabs a Man-at-Arms, a Vestal, and a Highwayman, which I'm not too concerned about. Could try to do an all-over bleed, which might not be a bad call, or I could try and focus damage on the back. Let's just try and get bleed going on everyone for the moment, and we get some nice crits in place to reduce our stress levels ever so slightly. Next up, we're going to be looking at where we can do the best good with a stun, and unfortunately it's not going to be on the front row by any measure, but let's try and keep that Highwayman out of action if we can. 70% chance to resist, we'll see if it takes. It does not, but that's alright, we can make that work. Iron Swan on the back row, absolutely the logical thing to do. And let's look at what we can do about accelerating our chances of survival with another party buff, because we clearly have a need for speed. Alright, buff dropped on the Highwayman. Show collection, bit of stress on the front two guys, actually not even much at all, just completely fine by me. Headhunt drops down on the Houndmaster, but is dodged beautifully. And then Head Games dropping a defense on our friend at the back. Again, the bleed attacks will ignore that, and that bleed does take 6 damage coming through over the next few turns. Could look at another party buff, or I could try and look at reducing stress levels, which is one of the reasons why I've brought out this party. It's a cheaper, funner way of achieving the same goals. Not going to worry, inordinately about healing at this stage. We'll try and get another stun going on that Highwayman though, just to see how it takes, and the stun does take, which gives me a heck of a lot of breathing room. Could look at an Iron Swan, but he's guarded, which is going to make it kind of invalidated attack, but it is more damage than I could otherwise get, so let's see how it goes. Only 9 damage, that's alright, and that bleed comes in to help things along. Hey Games drops this time on the Man-at-Arms, which is just fine by me. Collector is looking to steal some life from the Vestal, and I've got a feeling that Vestal is going to try and steal some life back from him. In any case, Headache drops down to give a buff to the Man-at-Arms, who's out of action with that guard attack, and let's think on our next step. So clearly what we need to be doing is getting some meaningful damage done on some people, but by the same token, do have the freedom at this stage to look at broader party issues. Do have quite a bit of health gone, so Divine Grace makes a heck of a lot of sense. Let's actually get some damage done in the back row, and also again a health in, 12 damage, very respectable, 8 health recouped for that, which is completely fine in my books as well. Let's do another Hound's Harry. Across the board damage is always lovely, and again that bleed is now up to 2-9. Drop an Iron Swan in the back row, that we can, that's 15 damage, nicely done, and 67 health is well below half life for that Collector. Next up we have lifesteal dropping on the... Okay, that was a lot of life that you just regained. Wow, that was a lot of life you just regained. That was like 30 life. Alright. Dodge from the Highwayman, and just another buff there. So you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, and you have to do another collect call next turn, which works out just fine by me. And in fact, if I do that now, then I'm denying you a turn. So let's do that.
The ground quakes.
More bleed damage dropped on the 12 to come in the coming turns. Let's focus a bleed on the back now that our stress levels are a bit more managed. We'll just do a chain attack. So, alright, that's fine, I guess. Alright, I'm going to run a party heal at this stage because I think it's going to be more efficient. And it was. Very nicely efficient. Wicked hack on the front. 19 damage, absolutely gorgeous. And then 12 damage taken from the bleed. Collect call and a fresh batch of notables for me to have to worry about, and they get the turn instantly, unfortunately. And that doesn't strike me as being entirely fair because they just got spawned, but I guess I'll have to live with it. Looking at what we can do to take the best effect, and it is going to be party buffing at this stage because they clearly have the speed drop on us. Headhunt drops down to the Hellion, and it's dodged, which is just beautiful. Let's keep the bleeds coming with a Hound's Harry.
Precision and power.
The 12 next turn, which should put him down nicely. Let's do a focused heal on herself. 26 up, and that is complete restitution, which is exactly what we want to see. Iron Swan on the back. Critical for 29. Absolutely fantastic. And we are feeling very in control. Headstrong drops in a buff on one Highwayman. I'm sorry. A heal on one Highwayman. My mistake. 12 hit points down, and this guy doesn't have long left in the world, but he steals 18 life from my Vestal. Like the unpleasant and rude person that he is, I'm going to drop a party buff now to try and make sure that I'm maximizing the chance for the Vestal's heals to crit out. Going to do a Hound's Rush and focus directly on the Collector now, because that seems to be the most prudent thing, given his repeated ongoing life steals. Vestal's healing up the Highman, again, and in a very redundant way, because he already has full life. Let's drop a self-heal down, only 11, but 11 is better than nothing at all. Iron Swan on the Collector, crit for 29, and he's out of the game. Now all I have to do is worry about the collected heads. Headhunt drops down the back row, 14 damage, but does the bleed take? It does not. It does not, and that's fortunate. But 13 damage now. Death's Door. No, not on Death's Door. I have a ban. Oh no. She'll be on Death's Door. She will be on Death's Door no matter what I do. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. All right, let's start getting some damage dealt. That was a bit of a misclick there. I didn't mean to do that. Stupid me. Happens. Some more damage on that back row. Highman resisted the bleed, unfortunately, and MV Padaville is on Death's Door. That is just... Let's get rid of that bleed, which I should have done turns and turns and turns ago. That was really daft, Ahdoom. 13 in health. Recovering from Death's Door. It's okay, I've got a heal for later, so I can make these things work. Get some damage going on that back row Highman. 10 damage plus 3 bleed, not quite enough to get the kill. And he'll head on my front row Hellion, who is just dodging everything. Just dodging everything. Hellion foolishly buffs his damage rather than buffs his life. Headhunt drops down for 29, and I'm back on Death's Door again with the with the Vestal. And this is getting deeply, deeply, deeply concerning, because she could be dead next turn. Alright, let's... Right. One fewer man at arms, that's for sure. Let's, 10 damage down, and no bleed. I'm getting really concerned about that Vestal. If she dies, I'm going to be quite salty, I'm going to be honest. Hyman's out, so the chance of anyone else doing some damage is reduced. But in my Vestal's turn, she could well die. No, she survived. Okay. She survived. That's okay. Let's use that last bandage. Let's once again self-heal. 11 up. And let's think about investing some turns in faffing, because we've actually taken a heck of a lot more damage than I thought we would in this combat. And it's because I got lax, I got lazy, I got complacent, and I made bad calls. Yeah.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
So you can probably hear from my voice that I'm a bit disappointed in myself, because I could have done that a lot better than I actually did. Starting things fresh. Again, party buff to open. Make sure our chance to crit is as elevated as it can be. Could look at a attempted focus kill, but the odds are not in our favor. That Fusilier, though, might not take it out with a... No, let's do a Hound's Harry across the board. Let's get some bleeds going. Their resistances are pretty high, but some of these are taking, which is fantastic. Self-heal on the Vestal, up by another 11. Just taking the turn, the free turn that we have now. Iron Swan in the back. Beautiful critical for 29. And that's one less mob to worry about. Some bleeds in place, but... Okay, a dodge and a hit for 10. Not too shabby. Rain of Whips that could put in some nasty bleeds. 2 dodges and some damage. Okay, bleed did take on the Hellion, but she can deal with that in her own good time. Let's run on the party buff. If we actually chain bleed, might not be a bad idea. Let's drop that. 5 and 4, which isn't too bad for damage, and additional bleed coming in train. I'm going to look at a self-heal one more time in the Vestal, another 11 HP up, and she's up to 32, so the next call on her will be a party heal. That's for sure. Hound's Harry in the back row, 9 damage plus additional bleed, which means that this Cutthroat is absolutely dead. Let's do a self-heal on the Hellion to get rid of that additional bleed damage. Again, we have to remember that we are in a champion dungeon. We aren't a veteran, we aren't an apprentice. We have to actually treat this really darn seriously, and I haven't been, which is regrettable. Alright, some bleeds for 9s dropping down across the board. I've got the freedom to actually pace that out though and let things faff through, which I will just do now. In the meantime, let's take care of some stress to the Vestal, who's racking things up in a pretty unhealthy way. Okay, that bleed is done, and there. Let's look at a party heal. Critical where it's useless, but that's okay. I'll take it regardless. And Hound's Rush on the Bloodletter. Crit for 22. Beautiful, beautiful job. Could spend the turn taking care of the extra 6 damage that are coming through, and I think that I will actually. Crit for 10, which is lovely. That reduces our stress somewhat as well. And we have that beautiful, beautiful buff of damage for the next turn. Random Whips drops again. 2 dodges, a hit and a hit, resist of 1 bleed, and the other one, yes. So no new bleeds accrued, which is just fine by me. We'll look at a stress heal right here. Lovely stuff. Remote chance for a stun on these guys, so I'm not going to worry about it inordinately. What I will do instead is focus on bringing home the kill. 12 HP. 7 bleed to go, and the Bloodletter is dead in his next turn, which means I have only one option, which is Faff. 2 dodges, and a fresh bleed did take, unfortunately. I will drop a party heal down just to recoup some of those losses, and that looks pretty good by everyone. 3 damage more to be taken from her, and I will again spend the turn faffing with the fresh bleed on the Hellion. One turn, that's cleared. Alright, let's take care of this stress that's built up on the Vestal. She's looking fine, and with one more party heal, I think we're fully topped up for almost everyone. There we go. Nothing else for us to do in this turn beyond taking things down, which we've done. And we're looking in a much better place than we were before.
Trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Yeah, we can leave behind a single portrait. That's fine. Do a quick torch shuffle, and our inventory is completely full. We're only on the second room. That's kind of a problem, but we'll deal with that. Go. All the bleeds are cleared. Almost walked over a trap, which was very foolish of me. Got that just in time. Great, and let's press on. Ignore that stretch of skin, unless I don't know what. I don't think I did that right. I think I broke something, and that debuff did take. Let's clear that debuff. Negative 20 dodge is pretty crippling, to be honest. Empty room as known, and let's take care of this little fork off on the side. Some heirlooms that stack up nicely. I think I'm going to get rid of the medicinal herbs though at this stage, just because I will need the space. Dog treats are also a likely candidate for being gotten rid of, but I will use them this round, and so I will make them worthwhile.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Start off with a party buff, just to make sure that we have an elevated chance to crit as well as accuracy. A little bit of damage taken by the Houndmaster, but nothing to cry about inordinately. That bleed did take bomb on the back row, 3 damage plus we at 15, yeah, about 13 stress. And that debuff in place. Let's look at where we can do the most good, and I think it's going to be taking out that unpleasant stress pig. 10 damage done, plus 12 bleed over 3 turns. Rent the Old God drops down for 12 damage. But there is no bleed. We'll look at probably a party. Chance to stun is relatively okay. Let's drop a party heal down. It's the best course of action I can see. Yep. Hound's Rush in the back row. That could probably secure the kill. Yeah, Hound's Rush. Done. Critical 29, and stress is removed out to the maximum there. A little bit of bleed damage is taken, but he gets the first turn all over again. Let's focus on the second position. Crit for 22. Oh, that was lovely, and I think I can finish him off right now, or at least I can finish him off in his own turn, which is just fine by me. Look at the de-stress of the Vestal, because she's taken a little bit of a vomit on the back row from that stress piggy. And let's see where the most prudent course of action could well be. Let's try for the stun. Probably won't take, but it's always worth doing. Nope, didn't take, that's fine. Run for the Old Gods, drops on the front row, 6 damage. Pretty significant. But it's their only turn this turn, which is just fine by me. Let's keep working down on stress levels with the Jester. And again, down to 10 with the Hellion. Taking some heavy bleeds, but they're all cleared now. Hound's Rush in the front row, and that bleed did take nicely. Let's try and look at a focused heal where it's needed most on the Hellion. Wonderful stuff. And let us... boom. Alright, dead, and dead. Just the way we like it.
This is how a life
And we have a treasure room battle behind this door. We're fully torched up, so let's get in there and see what we have to deal with. I forgot to use the dog treats. I said I was going to use the dog treats, and I didn't use the dog treats. I'm going to use the dog treats. I'm going to use the dog treats. It's going to happen. I swear, guys. First time for everything. There we go. Alright, that's your damage upped by like 50%. Hound's Rush. Chance for an insta-kill. Let's take it. Nice! Critical. Very nice critical. Alright, let's focus a heal. I can probably stress lock the Thunderer. Yeah, let's try that out. Let's see if it takes. Nope, that's a resist. That's completely fine. Putting the bleeds on the back row to... Yeah, let's drop a bleed attack on the back. Nicely done, and that takes ball and chain on the Vestal. As expected, 8 damage. See if it gets stunned. No, it does not. We're completely fine with that. Drums of Doom, stress for all. Dodge, dodge, and a little bit of unpleasantness, which is completely fine. Hooker hurts on the Jester. 19 damage for a crit, though. That's pretty substantial, and I'm going to have to focus on him this turn. Because that's not nice. Oliver bleed if we can. Takes on some, not on others. Let's do a focused heal on the Jester. Up by 14, which puts me in a much more safe position. And I will look at mitigating... Well, actually, I'm going to mitigate the lives of these unpleasant individuals. Double crit. Very nice. And bleeds have taken their dead and dead in their own turns. I think, yes, indeedy. Let's look at a wicked hack on the front row, because that Slayer is now our only real problem. There. Done. Ball and chain. 11 damage. That Jester is really squishy. That Jester is really squishy and stunned. Yowza. Alright, Hound's Rush in the front. Just realizing now that I said I was going to change up a skill and I didn't. We have to make some definite changes when I play through the next round. Go for the kill in here, and that's cleaned up nicely. Alright, let's ditch those, because I'm just not using them. I'm just not using them. Skeleton Key I'm going to be using immediately, and that's just going to have to be how it's going to have to be. So let's quickly do a re-juggle. We've got some abilities that we can swap because we're in the wrong position set for them. And that's going to have to be what I have to work with. Let's drop in this key. It's the last key we have, so we should hopefully have space for whatever it is that we find. And what's more valuable for me, portraits or deeds? I think portraits are still in vogue. I'm not entirely certain, though. Deeds are always useful. Let's go with the portraits for the moment, and let us press on. We've got a long walk, well, not a long walk, a relatively modest walk back to where we need to be. And again, torches, we've not been needing to deal with torch problems very often because we have been doing such a superb job in combat with stuns. When I say superb, I mean not superb at all. We've been having pretty bad luck there. But that holy water has been used up, 2 emeralds in. It's a very nice reward for it. Alright, you can... Alright, no penalty, and that is fine by me. We have a corridor battle right here, right now, so let's get it started. And they're all lobies, so we can probably feel safe to faff a bit. Let's go for the insta-kill on that spitter. Nicely done. Party heal, absolutely. Again, crits where we don't need them, but we'll take them regardless, and we can hack right yonder. They have 1 turn. They have 1 action this turn. Gravehill drops on the Jester, takes 7 damage, and picks up a unpleasantness. And a stun as well. That's regrettable. That said, though, the Vestal's turn, it's clear that we know what we need to do. Let's drop a stun here regardless. Crit for 9. Didn't work. It was a stun, but that's alright. Grave Nibble drops on the Hellion. 8 damage, and does she get a disease? Nope. That's exactly what I want to see. I'm going to self-heal to faff the turn away. And I will use the Vestal's turn to correct the unpleasantness on the Jester. We're looking in a much better place health-wise. We're looking in a pretty good place stress-wise. Let's just clean things up. Done! Can't use that treasure, so we're going to have to leave that behind. And I'm going to go for a pretty early camp, I'm thinking, because, yeah, I mean, I need the room. So feast.
steel oneself against
Stress is down across the board, and if I have something to deal with, let's prevent surprise. Nothing to deal with mortality. One companion accuracy dodge, one companion. Alright, let's bless you. Battle trance that. Take care of that. And we're done. Okay. 2 free inventory slots.
In radiance, may we find victory.
Soon to be 3. We've already scouted that corridor. We're not worried about it. Food, we're not too concerned about. And anyway, we don't have the herbs. What we do have is 2 maggots and a ghoul, and we will make sure that we make short work of them. Key thing to start off any maggot ghoul bash is to try and get some bleeds dropped if we're lucky enough to have those take. Alright, 6 damage and no bleeds, unfortunately. Let's try and finish things off, though, with that one there. Again, dead is better than stunned if we can help it. Bit of damage on the Hellion, and a bleed, but nothing to be too concerned about. Grave Nibble, though, that could give me a disease, which is always undesirable. Resist, wonderful stuff. Hound's Rush gives me a pretty good chance for a kill. Hound's Harry does not. Let's make sure that we take out the guys that we need to be dead. Deny them a turn is the key thing, because that stun attack can be a real problem. Adrenaline Rush to take care of that bleed and get some of our health back. Vestal will probably also focus a turn on healing up that Hellion. In the meantime, Hound's Rush for the bleed on the ghoul. Nicely done. Let's follow things up with a Slice Off to try and get another bleed going. 5 damage, but no bleed, unfortunately. 38 health, and a Howl dropping on me. 2 dodges, and a little bit of stress taken. Dim Light, though, which I'm going to need to correct, because I have so many things that rely on High Torch to keep me alive. 14 hit points recovered, and let's go again for the bleed attack. Keeps resisting. I might just need to change to the good old-fashioned manual ones. What's your chance to stun? No chance to stun is a chance to stun. So let's try again for a little bit more bleed. It's really not working out for me, but we're not in a position of jeopardy. Howl comes through, and just a little bit of stress on the Houndmaster. Let's look at reducing some stress on the Hellion, because my bleed attacks just really aren't doing much, if any, damage at all. We can hack on the front row. 14 damage, that's looking a lot better, and 6 HP left. Let's just try and go in for the kill if we can with the Vestal. 7 damage. Lovely, lovely. Well done. And more heirlooms to help fix up the hamlet. Empty room, but we get a scout. Trap, and then a battle room. That works just fine for me. Let's keep our eyes open for that trap. There we go, and let's deal with it with the Houndmaster. It's best chance to remove it. And pressing through, we are in Radiant and going to battle. Mixed bag. Thunder, a Reaver, Champion, and a Slayer. I've got some interesting problems to have to deal with. Chance to bleed is actually pretty good, so I'm going to drop this attack rather than doing a party buff in the initial, just to start the pain train going on the Reaver, and the bleed does take, fortunately. I'm going to follow that up with another strike to see if we can actually finish him. We can. And that leaves the Thunderer in a good place for a Iron Swan, but I cannot get the stun in. Lowest resistance to stun is... yeah, let's try and take out the Champion. It takes. Beautiful stun. Now Iron Swan in the back row. Oh! Beautiful insta-kill. I don't know what the crit threshold is on that attack, but it works. It's so nice. It's just very nice. I like it a lot. It's good. Have a look through our party, and there's no one that needs anything really done to them, so we'll go for another bleed attack here on this Champion. Excuse me, just taking a sip of water. Rend to the Old Gods drops on the Hellion, and we take that bleed. But again, we're never worried about Hellion bleeds. Hellion bleeds are curable. Very curable. Following things on, we're going to look at whether we can get the kill or not with the Yevs. We can. Critical 22 comes out as massive overkill. Nothing wrong with massive overkill. Butcher's Cut is dodged because my Hellion is Axe. Or rather, she's Polearm, Pike. I think it's a Polearm. I'm sure someone can come on. Someone can correct me as to what that specifically is. We'll go for a stun attack right here. See if that takes 70%, and it does. Gorgeous. So we're going to be able to regain some control here. Not much we can do with Jester aside from a party buff, which is exactly what we'll do. And in the Vestal's turn, she will look at a party heal? I think so. 7s all round, which tops off everyone that I needed to have topped off quite handily. Wicked Hack, right there, 15 damage, 25 hit points left. And in the next turn, we will party buff, because it's all we can do. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Like, it's a really good thing to do. Like, you know, plus 10 speed, plus 8% chance to crit. Plus 8% chance to crit is freaking awesome. And the increase in accuracy, 29 extra accuracy, I can't. I'm getting these crits because of those buffs, so, you know, no complaints at all.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I'm going to take the Onyx, for better or worse, and that's going to have to be that. No scouting, unfortunately, so we're going to have to proceed in the dark. Don't have the necessary curios to deal with either of these, sorry, the necessary items to deal with either of these two curios. But we have a large flesh eater and a ghoul to deal with. Quickly buff our torch to make sure that we get all the things that we need. These are two guys. Bleed resistance is massive on the front row, so we'll just focus bleed attacks on the back, and it takes gorgeously. Skull helps on the Jester, who does not dodge, unfortunately, despite all the advantages we've given him, but does not get stunned either, which I'm grateful for. Quick party buff in place, just to make sure that we're getting the crit chances that we need. Vessel probably have to spend the turn taking care of him, but let's go for that Iron Swan. Only 8 damage, can't expect a super awesome mega crit every single day. 11 HP up on the Jester, and he's almost topped off. Very nicely, we can prey drops on the Hellion. 4 damage, and the debuff is negative 40% damage, negative 10 accuracy for 3 rounds. It's pretty substantial, to be honest. Wow. Alright, let's Hounds Rush again. The back row, 8 damage, plus hopefully a bleed. Yes, that takes 6 damage coming on board. Let's do, yeah, right here. Let's see if that adds the bleed train. It does. 11 damage coming through, and I'm feeling much more capable and confident than I was before. No chance for an insta-kill in the next round, but I can certainly top up my health, which is exactly what I'm going to do. 7 damage done, and 8 healing, even though I can only use like 1 of it. Next turn, that ghoul is a goner. He's going to try and stress me out a little bit in his turn, but again, it's not of huge concern. 11 damage. Let's ignore him for the moment. Chance to bleed is non-existent. Let's just do damage the good old-fashioned way. Sometimes you just need to punch something in the face with, you know, piece of metal over and over again. That's an effective solution from time to time. Given that Hounds Rush is our largest damaging attack, it's exactly what we drop. 20 damage, no complaints even. Oh wow, the bleed even took. That was not expected, and it's delightful, and I'm grateful. Thank you, RNGesus. Pressing on, we'll drop Wicked Hack one more time. 13 damage, not too shabby, not amazing, but nothing to complain about by any measure. Look at removing some stress from the Jester, who's looking a little bit peaked. He's schwitzing, just a little bit, you know, a little bit of schwitzing.
Perhaps the turning point.
17 HP left on the large flesh eater, and that attack is dodged beautifully. Looking at who has the highest load of stress, and it's still the Jester, and so we'll just clean that up. No stress now whatsoever. He's the chillest Jester you'd ever meet. A bit more damage, and we've mopped the floor with these guys. And I've got room for nothing. Now, the question really is, do I need these shovels? And I think the answer is going to have to be maybe. And so we're going to have to leave all these glittering prizes behind. The question is, do I need this many crests? This is worth more money. By default, it's worth more money. Gold is always worth more than the chance of more gold down the line. Torch up and press on.
A blazing star.
Unfortunately, I have no more holy water, so I can't remove a quirk, but I have plenty of cash, so that should be my main focus. Let's look at an all-over bleed. Let's go for the, position 3. 6 HP left, no bleed took, so we'll have to finish him with this. Nicely done. Hope the Iron Swan crit to come through in a beautiful and glorious way. Look for a chance to stun, and it is best on the meat hooker, which we will drop in just now. Nicely done, and it takes. And let's go for that Iron Swan if we can. Only a 20, so not the crit that we wanted, but in the next turn we can definitely take care of business. The Black Plague, though, that's nasty. Definitely going to be some time in the sanitarium for these guys curing these things, but a great dodge from the Houndmaster. Let's look at what we can or should do. Party buffs seem to be the... slice off. Chance to bleed. Let's do some damage. Sure, why not? Bleed does take, so you only need to take care of 3 damage. Vomit again. This guy's speed must be absolutely massive. Yeah, it's 10. Oh, even more damage. Okay. Alright, let's... Hounds Harry. Yep, that bleed took, so this guy's dead, and this guy's giving me problems. Oh my god! Crit for 19 and a bleed to boot. Damn it! That Slayer is living up to his namesake. Focused heal on the Jester, only 8 though, and that's really disappointing. Let's... Wicked Hack on the Slayer, crit for 23 and down to 16 HP, which I'm not complaining about at all. Dead. Dead. Probably, yeah. Okay. Let's party buff at the stage. Man, that bleed. What is that bleed? 4 damage. Jesus. Is that 20 damage of bleed coming through? I'm only healing up 8s and 9s. That's pretty disappointing. Hound's Rush on the Slayer. 7 damage, and your bleed load is only 3. Okay. What are you going to do to me now? Ball and Chain on the Vestal. 5 damage and no stun, which is just fine. Could Wicked Hack, could heal. Gonna heal. That's just how I roll sometimes. Alright, let's take the turn to Faf. Really worried about that bleed. Really worried about that bleed. But I've been having better luck with party heals than I have with normal ones. Don't know what's up with... Which, you know, she used to be dropping like 7s and 8s for party heals, and now she's doing like 4s and 5s. Kind of sucks. But, let's go for the stun. See if it takes. 3 damage plus the stun has taken, which gives me kind of like 1 free turn to self-heal the Hellion, and this guy's going to die in his turn when he stuns and bleeds out. Yep, done. Ooh.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Now, busts I do need. And busts I need more than crests, so I'm going to have to leave those behind. Sapphire, well, I'd like that Sapphire, but I have other things that are worth so much more. That's I'm going to drop these 2 portraits. And... yeah. Going to do a quick check for what the Eldritch Altar does when I don't have the Holy Water. Normally I keep the Holy Water for just such an occasion. But... pretty profound chance for a negative. Yeah, let's just skip you. Get the scouting in and look for the next rune battle. Pretty straightforward because it's just straight ahead. Nicely done. Crate's empty. Can't do anything about that bleed, unfortunately. Chances is 90. Let's take it on you. Nice. Free torch.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Gonna spend a bit of food here. Not as worried about health food checks as I am about that just dying on the first hit. And we have a Meat Hooker Champion and a Thunderer, and I get the surprise, which is just fine by me. Definitely starting with some party buffs. Need that speed, need that accuracy, and need dem crits. Focused heal on the Jester up by 13, and he is back to being topped off, which is fine by me. Hound's Rush. Let's make sure that we take out the Stressor in the first round if we can. Done. And Hooker It Hurts as the first drop of Jester, 11 damage, and that's already concerning. Crunching Backhand, pretty substantial damage there, but no ill effects beyond that. Let's try and take out this Meat Hooker, who clearly has shown himself capable of doing some pretty hefty damage. Try and finish him off as well. Yep, that will do him out in the next turn. look at a party heal at this stage. 5s all round. Not too bad. And now I have to worry about is the Swine Tour Champion, which we can absolutely drop some damage down on. Critical hit, 18 damage. Very nice. Trot Retreat. Don't believe you're going to do any damage. I don't know why you did that, but I guess that's just how you're scripted. Let's look at whether we have stress or a need for... No, let's keep the buffs coming. Keep the buffs coming. And next up, we'll drop another party heal. Topped up. Beautiful crit with the Jester there, 14, and we're all completely healed and happy. Hounds rush there, and bit of damage again down from the crunching backhand. Not too concerned because we can deal with that relatively promptly. Wicked hack on the champion. 18, another beautiful crit. And we'll invest a turn in yet another party buff. Because those crits, they count. Crits count so much. Heal for 22 on the Jester. Hounds rush. 7 bleed damage coming in. Let's see if we can't make this his last turn. Yes, we can. Nicely done.
Has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Oh, what can I afford to be rid of? I think given the current state of the inventory, that's as far as I'm going to go. Is there anything I really want to...
Laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay, let's do that. Done. Done. Let's get out of here before we make any mistakes or get any misfortune.
Should have never happened.
So we've got that houndmaster trinket, which is fantastic. Plus 15% damage, plus 30% bleed. That would come in so useful in that last dungeon. But we have it now. Total of, my god, 23,000 in gold. And how many damn crests? 23,000 in gold is going to pay for a lot of quirk removal. Seriously though, guys, that's insane. Should have pushed that skip button, but I didn't. Wow, okay, 36 crests, 6 deeds, 16 portraits, and 4 busts. Man, if I don't need portraits, I'm going to be so cheesed. Everyone is now level 6. Manslayer, 10% accuracy, plus 3% crit versus human. Absolutely beautiful. Everyone is also diseased, by the way. Known cheat, tetanus. Need to cure that off. Wield phobe, and natural eye for range skill. That's okay. Wasting sickness. Need to take care of that because negative 50% disease resist is a huge problem if we're
Women
in...
and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses.
Okie dokie, so...
will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Come on, narrator. Sorry, I keep starting off as soon as he pauses, and I forget that he makes pregnant pauses. You know, pauses for dramatic effect. Got a couple guys leveled up. Everyone is already kind of upgraded all the way, or at least as far as they can. Ludell clearly needs to get an upgrade, though. I've missed a few guys in the workshop. Quick read through the activity log. 9 Lives, who was pretty maxed out for stress, is now feeling much better about herself. Spasm of the Entrails is gone, the Org is gone, Fragile is gone, Anemic, and Cophobe. That's all cleared off, and we have a few level ups as well, which is just lovely jubbly. In the Stagecoach, because we have 4 free slots, we have quite a few people that we need to grab. And here's where I hit a problem, because I need to have a party of 4 newbies. So I'm going to drop these guys down the bottom. Abomination, that's fine. I don't have an Abomination that I can see. Nope, got rid of them.
This man is more dangerous than he seems.
Arbalist. And now I have one of every class. One of every class. I'm going to want to have a Vestal to go with that. Party.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And I might just drag along a Crusader as support plus tank.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
Now, next up, Sanitarium. We still have upgrades that can be made, I believe. Increased chance of curing disease. Yes, please. And we still need another 11 busts to reduce treatment costs further. Plenty of stuff for me to do, but I can do this all off camera. Guys, this has been so much fun. thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it if you did. Want to check out my playlists, go ahead and do that. Most recent videos on the right. And as always, if you want to get more of these videos, sub, and I'd be happy to see you again. In the meantime, once again, I'm Ahdoom, and I'll catch you guys next time.